Hey, it's Dan Perry, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how to start a profitable handyman business. So over the last 7 years, I've both started my own handyman business and I've helped thousands of people across the world start profitable handyman businesses as well. And the handyman business can be surprisingly profitable if set up properly. In fact, you can generate a six-figure income offering basic handyman services like fixing doors, repairing fences, hanging pictures, and other simple but common services. And that's without hiring employees. That's just a one-person handyman business working out of your garage, for example. But again, the business must be set up properly. Otherwise, you'll come nowhere near a six-figure income. You'll end up like most new handyman who make all kinds of poor business decisions that kill their profits. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through the first 5 steps of starting a profitable handyman business that brings you the freedom and enjoyment that you're looking for. And by completing these steps, you'll create a clear plan that will all but guarantee your success. All right, step number 1, choose your services. So the first step you must take is to evaluate your current skills and decide on the services you're actually going to be providing, okay? Now, are you gonna do kitchen remodels, or are you gonna do bathroom remodels, or are you just gonna focus on small repairs and to-do lists like hanging pictures, fixing doors, fixing fences, replacing faucets, changing toilets? What services do you want to provide? What services are you good at? And you might be thinking, don't I need to be able to do everything? And the short answer is no. In fact, you can generate a very healthy income by offering a limited range of services. And in many cases, it's actually much more profitable to just offer 1 or 2 services. Just take a look at other businesses that are similar to a handyman business, like garage door repair companies, lawn care companies, locksmiths, home security installers, gutter cleaning companies. There are even businesses that just do window cleaning. Okay, these businesses all focus on niche services that can be very lucrative. But as a handyman, you're typically going to have a much broader range of services that will span several trades. But the thing is, you can certainly get started by offering what you know how to do now and grow from there. Or you could just focus on the services that you like to do and that's it. I mean, I have clients who won't do drywall repair at all. They just don't like it. So you don't have to do every service. So you're going to want to spend some time kind of figuring out what services do you actually want to provide. Okay, step number 2, learn the local handyman laws. Now, I'd love to just tell you exactly what the laws are right here in this video, but unfortunately they're different in every state, okay? So before you get too excited about the list of services you just created, it's time to do some research on the contracting laws in your specific state. You must find out what services you can and cannot offer without a license, or you need to figure out what license you need in order to provide the services you actually want to provide. In most states, you won't need any special licensing at all to offer small repairs. However, there are usually limits on what you can and cannot do without a license, okay? And usually there are 2 types of limits. Number 1 is a limit on the total cost of each project. In some states, that limit is as low as $500, and in others, the limit is as high as $3,000. That means the total cost of the repair or service you offer must be less than that limit. Okay, you'll probably need a contractor's license if you want to do bigger jobs like kitchen remodels or bathroom remodels. Okay, the second type of limit is on the type of services you can offer. So for example, in the state of Nevada where I live, I can't do any services that involve electrical, plumbing, or HVAC unless I carry a license in those specific trades. Now that might seem limiting, and it kind of is. However, I'm still able to run a profitable business, and so are many of my clients, okay? So you'd be amazed at how many people are actually looking to have these small jobs done, like hanging pictures, for example. You'd be amazed at how much money I make just hanging pictures. And these are also very profitable services if, again, you set your business up properly. So the best way to learn the laws in your specific city or state is by doing a simple Google search. Just search for contracting laws or handyman laws or anything like that. And it might take some digging, but you'll eventually find something that'll at least give you an idea of the services that you can legally provide without a license. And if you want to learn more about handyman laws, just visit handymanstartup.com/laws for an in-depth article on the subject. All right, moving on to step 3, which is to define your ideal customers. And I know what you're thinking, but Dan, anybody who needs my services is my customer, right? No. And this is very, very important, okay? Not everybody is your customer. I'll say it again, not everybody is your customer. In fact, this is so important that you should consider getting that phrase tattooed on the back of your hand so you can be constantly reminded of it. Because here's the deal. If you want to generate a solid profit, you're going to need to charge a decent rate. Usually at least $50 an hour, ideally more like $100 an hour. And not everybody is willing to pay that much. I'll bet you wouldn't even pay that much. You might even think those rates are crazy. And honestly, you probably are not within your ideal customers, okay? Your ideal customers are going to think totally different than you. They're going to be willing to pay much more for services than you otherwise would. And when I started my handyman business, I didn't really understand this concept, and I worked for anybody that I could. I'd lower my prices to get jobs, I'd take on jobs I wasn't good at, and I basically tried to serve everyone who would hire me as a handyman. And because of this, I ended up getting some bad reviews online, I wasted a lot of time and effort, and I made way less money than I could have in my first year as a handyman. Now eventually I learned my lesson. Never lower your rates to get customers. Design your business around helping a specific type of customer and making a profit, and then focus on helping those customers, okay? And if you're targeting customers you actually enjoy working for and who are willing to pay decent rates for your services, you'll be happier, they'll be happier, you'll get more referrals and repeat business, and you'll make more money in the process. If you try to work for everybody, you're going to struggle financially or emotionally, and probably both, honestly. All right, step number 4, set your pricing. It's time to figure out how much you're going to charge. And I'll be honest here, deciding how much to charge is one of the more challenging parts of starting a handyman business because of the psychology and limiting beliefs involved. We all have this psychological baggage that kind of holds us back. Now, this is where I see most mistakes with new businesses. Not only do you need to consider things like your experience level, efficiency of work, ability to sell, reputation, professionalism, and a bunch of other things, but you also need to understand your numbers. You need to understand your business from a financial perspective, okay? And then once you know how much you should charge based on what you need to make a profit, you need to have the balls to actually charge that much. It's no easy task, especially when you probably have some self-doubts about your skills and abilities to start with. But don't worry, everybody has this, okay? Everybody struggles here. However, there's one thing that I want you to remember, and that is this. This problem has already been solved. Many handymen have come before you and learned pricing the hard way, so you can simply learn from our mistakes. I actually spent an entire year writing a book about handyman pricing that has been read by and used by over 1,000 other pro handyman. And I can't get into the ins and outs of everything in this video. But for the sake of this video, let's talk about the first step to setting your pricing, just to get you started. First, you'll need to estimate your business expenses. Then you'll need to figure out how much of a salary you'll pay yourself and how many hours you're going to work. And finally, you're going to add all this information into a simple equation and figure out how much you must charge in order to generate a profit. Now, this might sound like a lot to take in and a lot to do, but it's actually pretty easy. And I actually created a really cool resource that you can find at handymanstartup.com/hourly rate that will walk you through this process step by step and do all the boring calculations for you. And finally, step number 5, develop a marketing strategy. Now at this point, you should have a good idea of the services you're going to provide, who you're going to provide those services to, and how much you're going to charge for your time. Now the next step is to figure out how you're going to reach your ideal clients and convince them to actually hire you. So it's time to form a marketing plan. And the good news is that as a handyman, you're going to be in high demand. There's a lot of people looking for your services. So finding customers isn't too challenging. The bad news is there are a lot of other handymen out there with the same thing in mind, and a lot of them have very low prices, okay? Which you're going to have to deal with that. But don't worry, there's more good news, and that's that most handymen are terrible marketers. And just by putting a little bit of extra effort in your marketing, you can make a killing. You can charge higher rates, you'll make more money, you'll get better customers, you'll have your schedule will be filled more consistently. And honestly, the fact that you're watching this video puts you way ahead of the pack. So that's awesome right there. Congrats on that. Okay, so your goal in this step is to figure out which marketing methods are going to be the most effective and have the highest return on investment. So sit down and study your ideal client's behaviors, desires, and frustrations so you can come up with the best methods for promoting your handyman business and gaining those specific customers. So depending on what services you're going to offer and what customers you're going to target, your marketing plan is actually going to be a little bit different, right? So if you're targeting real estate agents, then networking is going to be a very effective marketing strategy for you. If you're targeting homeowners, then hands down the best way to get them is with online marketing, okay? Building a website, doing some basic SEO, and things like that. And you may be totally brand new to this whole marketing thing and have no idea where to start. And if that's the case, then I recommend you head over to handymanstartup.com. I have dozens of free articles on marketing a handyman business that I know you'll find helpful. And that's it. Once you complete these 5 steps, you'll have a solid plan for dominating as a pro handyman. You'll have a new feeling of excitement, a boost in motivation, and you'll be ready to claim your freedom by finally starting a business. Now, obviously, you won't get all this done in one sitting. So take your time and knock it out one step at a time. And don't forget to take advantage of the free training products I've created for you at handymanstartup.com.